All right, man. Torture Talk After Hours. You know what it is. Man, oh man, oh man. Had a rough night last night, boy, I tell you. Being a little bit under the weather, sometimes you think you're not sick, boy, and gotta get hit with that. Get that thing out of your body. But today's episode, we're gonna be talking about Drake's in big trouble, man. His song is falling fast, and I don't know if he's gonna reach number one in a long time. Maybe he might get lucky with a song, but academics breaks down, and this is academics breaking this down, and we're going to talk about it today. So, you know what it is. Torture Talk After Hours. Let's get it. All right, if you want to know who makes those beats in the beginning of every episode, that's me. There's all my beats. That beat right there was made about. It was made a long time ago. I'm not gonna say because then y'all probably know my age. But yeah, it was made a long time ago. And yeah. So let's get to it, man. Let's do it.
The last song I actually just played was this Drake song. So what did I miss, right? If you guys don't know, the Billboard charts came out today. And the Billboard charts actually got Drake song, which dropped from number 2. It was number 2 last week. It is now number 8. Okay? And it's actually projected for next week is going to drop to number 24. Now, actually, that's kind of like normal drop.
Nah, bro. We gonna let you slide with that one. Nah, it's not a normal drop. Not for him. Not for him as a superstar. Well, maybe for him, but for other people, it's not a normal drop like that, bro. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Unless the song isn't that good or people just ain't listening to it. Don't play this game, bro. Don't play this game. Don't act as if this is a normal thing. Like no. Some of them songs that's up there, they either one or two, three or four. They stayed in the same for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. Luther was up there for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. And now you're sitting here trying to tell me or tell people that this is a normal thing. Nah, you know that's not normal. You know that's not normal. Cut it out.
Unless, there's a heavy campaign behind it, and you might think there's a heavy campaign behind it. But I do want to show y'all something real quick. And I'm going to show you for a reason. And I know y'all like, damn, nigga, you starting talking about Drake early in the stream already, nigga?
Well, I will say this before he go any further. There are if you don't really push your record, it's not gonna last. Now, I will say Drake did that song, but Drake ain't really doing that with the song. He did a video within a video, and he's not really doing anything. He ain't doing no tours. Where he did the Wireless Festival, he played it at there. But I would have played that song 15 times at the Wireless Festival. You know what I'm saying? I'd have played that song a couple of times. I'd have had that song on repeat, but he didn't do that. I think that Drake feels as though that he can just do whatever and it's gonna go number one, and it's not the case.
Are you serious, nigga? Anyway, if you guys never knew, so the way how this works, like how the Hot 100 works. So the Hot 100 works different from the the Billboard 200. Billboard 200 is the album charts. Hot 100 is the singles charts. The albums charts, they convert every type of consumption to albums, okay? Historically, if you buy one track 10 times, they count as an album. So one track 10 times is an album.
Yeah, and this is why a lot of people they only do, I believe they only do 10 tracks. Most people they'll drop an album with 10 tracks because only I believe this is true. Only the first 10 songs, only the first 10 songs are counted. Anything after that. Now, the reason why a lot of artists like Drake drop singles is because it'll help his album go platinum. Because if he was to just drop an album, it wouldn't probably go platinum right away. It'll go platinum eventually, but singles count as album sales. If you stream or sell a certain amount, they count that as an album sale, even though it's just an album. I mean it's just a single. They'll count that as an album sale. So Drake will come into this with this song right here. If this song was streamed a million times or whatever it was streamed, he might come into this if he drops the album with 300 and something thousand copies sold already or something like that, because he already had a single that sold the album already, which is weird, but that's how they do it. I don't know why they do it like that.
If you buy the album, that's an album. If you were now in the streaming era, if you stream it, well, they've changed the numbers a bit. I think 3,000 free streams or like 1,300 or 1,200 paid streams equals one album purchase. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, that's pretty much. It's kind of simpler when it comes to albums. When it comes to singles, it's a little bit more complicated because they factor in three things that makes a bunch of points that weigh the songs and they rank them on a 1 to 100 scale. First of all, which is the most annoying thing, well, not so they rank the things that matter for placement with songs: streams, song purchases, and then there's this other thing, which is radio airplay. It's the most antiquated, I think, useless part of anything to do with ranking songs. How many of y'all listen to radio? It's so incorrect and also so, I mean, as I said, antiquated in how they measure it. First of all, I don't know if you guys know anything about radio.
I love how he does this when it comes to Drake, but he don't do this for anybody else. Like, he don't do this for Kendrick. I love it. I love how he tries to break down, oh, this is what matters and this and that. Don't say nothing about no bots and nothing. Like, I love how he does this. It's just crazy to me how just it's just crazy how people do stuff like this. It's weird. It's so weird.
The FTC, right? No, FTC. I'm fucking this up now. The feds basically control public airwaves, right? Wait, who the fuck? Oh my.
I believe it's the FCC, Federal Communication Center or something like that. Federal Communication something. It's the FCC, I believe.
God, I said FTC. That's Federal Trade Commission. Radio airwaves owned by. I'm like, it's owned by. It's licensed to companies, but it's governed and owned by the government. What's the name of the thing? Y'all about to tell me. It's F something. It's FCC. Sorry. Yeah. FCC. I'm stupid as fuck. Yeah, the FCC. Okay, that's the Federal Communications Commission, right? So technically, all public airwaves are owned by the government. They're leased to companies in different regions, and they're allowed to have satellites, or not satellites, but like powered broadcasters that could go within certain miles. Anyway, the point is this. I wanted to like even explain how antiquated the technology is. If you ever seen how they calculate radio listenership, like for example, I could look on my stream right now, right? And we just started. We started like what is it like? Well, I was playing music for a while, so we started about like 3 minutes ago. We have 6,000 people in here. Like it says the actual number. It's taking it from all the platforms we stream on, but it tells me how much we have. The thing with radio airplay is like they track consumption, and I know I'm getting into like little technical shit, which I hate starting to stream out like this, but they have like these thing called ppm meters that people basically drive around with, and it detects how many people are consuming each airwave or each frequency, and at certain times they'll come up with a list of, hey, there was 2 million people listening to Hot 97 last night.
I don't know if they still do that. I know what he's talking about. It could be one of the, those cars they drive around. You see with the big thing on it or a satellite on it. It's like a little thing. I believe that that's the old way of doing it. I'm not sure if they still do it that way. I know that streaming kind of calculates that now. It kind of took over because see, back in the day, they really couldn't tell where you were getting where you were getting your content from. They had to do it like that, but I don't think they do it that way anymore, because even though people say radio is important, I think most people don't consume radio the way they consume streaming. And a lot of people maybe listen to the radio on their way to work, but it's not a thing where they're actually listening to the radio all the time. Now maybe certain parts of the United States, I would say, because certain parts of the United States still do listen to the radio. They don't really have, and that sound kind of strange or weird, but they don't really have Spotify and maybe Apple Music, or they just don't want it. They'd rather just listen to what's on the radio. and they do have certain broadcast stations still promote to certain states and all that good stuff. So let's keep going.
It's inaccurate. You know what I mean? There's not an actual thing. It's they're trying to measure how much the consumption of the frequencies are. Anyway, I said that to say we're really in the streaming era. They should get away with it. But nevertheless, and to wrap that up and to make my point was that I think Drake is in a lot of trouble. I'm going to be honest. Okay? Drake put out a petition versus 3 people, Spotify, Clear Channel, or iHeart Media, and also his record label. All right? A lot of trouble. I'm going to be honest. Okay? Drake put out a petition versus 3 people, Spotify, Clear Channel, or iHeart Media, and also his record label. All right?
Yeah. So, do I think Drake is in a lot of trouble? Absolutely. I think that when you basically what's the word I'm looking for? When you basically um go against the machine and you really don't need to go against the machine, excuse me, it's gonna come back to bite you. Because all this is really for nothing. Drake's career hasn't changed anything. I think he's just doing this because he feels as though he needs some type of win out of this. But I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. You can never beat the conglomerate. You can never beat the commission. You can never beat the machine. You could try. You could do whatever. Somehow, some way, they're gonna come out on top because they're the ones that write the laws. They make these things. One judge is not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? A judge could come in and say this, and then the president can appoint somebody to something and get rid of that. So it's not going to really do anything. It's just I don't understand why he's doing it. But let's go.
There is no radio promo team that want to do radio promo for Drake right now. They don't. Like, they're not excited to do it. If y'all don't know how radio works, radio is basically all payola. They'll use a budget. They'll give it to a third party. That third party will be a radio promo team. They basically go to each region and try to get placements of your new song on a radio station through the music director or the program director. And they'll get it like, they'll leverage the artist. Yo, it's a Drake song. We're going to give it to you. We're going to send it out, whatever. He might give you a drop. Obviously, he won't do that. But they're going to put it in rotation. Why do they do it? For many different reasons. Sometimes they're getting paid under the table. Sometimes, they want to keep listenership. If they have stats, shouts like Luminate, they do a good job with that. They'll tell radio stations, if you play a Chris Brown song, people don't turn the station. You play motherfucking Freddie Gibbs, people are out of there. You know what they're going to do? Not play Freddie Gibbs. It's pretty simple, right? So
That's yes and no. Now, see, he's not explaining the full story behind that because what he's saying is actually true, but that definitely goes to the region that you play it in. Because if you're playing this in, let's say, I don't know where Freddie Gibbs is from. I don't know. I think he's from. I don't know where Freddie Gibbs is from. He's from maybe Seattle or something. I don't know. I know he's not from New York. But anyway, if Freddie Gibbs was to be played there, and people know him in that region, in that area, yeah, they're not gonna do that. So I get what he's saying. It's just an example. He just used Chris Brown, but if you flip it, it'll be the same way. So he's not wrong. I'm just saying.
usually they just program the songs. That helps heavily on a song being ranked in the Billboard Hot 100. Now, here's the thing. What I believe is happening, because this Drake song, which I think people are expecting to do some crazy numbers, is not going to be number one, okay? Unless Drake debuts number one or he catches a mega smash, I don't see UMG or any radio company or iHeart really fucking with Drake on a singles level in terms of these campaigns. Now, I keep trying to tell y'all, no matter how big Drake is, you're never bigger than the program. Everybody needs radio promo. Everybody needs these things. It's built in the game. You might be number one for 1 week without radio airplay, but you ain't gonna be number one for 10 weeks. Songs like Luther, songs like I don't know, pretty much everything you would see in the top 10. Everything you would see in the top 10 are probably heavily airplayed songs. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, and that's how you remain in the top 10. So anyway, I say that to say,
Let me see what songs is in the top 10. All right. Okay, I get it. Let's keep it going.
I have a solution for Drake, and I hope he takes his solution. Again, I'm saying it publicly. I'm not even going to hit him about it. He a grown-ass man. He a billionaire. What the fuck does he need advice from me? But I think Drake going to have to come up off some of them billions and start spending that money. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I'm going to tell you why. I think I think UMG is spooked. Drake got them digging up all type of stuff. They're running down niggas from left, right, and center. They're chasing Kojo around. They're going. Drake got the law chasing around all these people so much that other people are saying, you know what? We're good. We don't want to really go do this type of work and potentially end up in a lawsuit or up in court. So what I think is happening, UMG is backing off a little bit on.
I don't know about all that, bro. I don't think that UMG is scared of Drake. I think they, to be honest with you, if they are scared, it's because they scared that they're gonna lose Drake. Because once they put everything out there, he's gonna fold. I'm talking about his career is gonna collapse, and you know that. I don't understand why you trying to play this game as if he got the industry on the run. He don't have the industry on the run, bro. They're afraid that they're gonna lose their cash cow because Drake put them in a position like that where they have to fight because he basically saying like, all right, you want to play with me? I got you. I'm gonna use my leverage against you, even though. But the record labels is looking at it from the point of view of this guy's making us money. If we lose this act, we losing a lot. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, trust me, they have contingency plans for everything. I don't know why people think that the record labels don't. Like, come on now.
Their usual campaigns for like an artist like Drake, right? They're still doing their thing, but they ain't gonna do their thing. You forget what I'm saying. And because of that, I think Drake's music charting as singles is gonna suffer. Now here's the thing. He's still lit. He's still gonna debut in the top 3 because he just has that clout. But will it stay on the charts? I don't know. I think Drake got to start spending that money he got. Drake got to start looking at it like you're an independent artist. Man, take $1 million or $2 million if you want the song to really go. And unfortunately, you can't beat the game. This is going to sound counterintuitive to the entire lawsuit, but Drake got to go pay them niggas too. You can't, listen, you got to pay the piper. You can't get around it. You can't get around the radio promo teams. Until Billboard changes the rules that you don't need radio, there's 5 middlemen, including the program directors and music directors that rely on that bread from the from the record labels that they're not gonna just do it, just program Drake's music because they love him. And also they looking at Drake like he's op. They're looking at Drake like Drake trying to snitch on the operation. Keep in mind, payola is a crime, right? Payola is if you're taking compensation for advertisement on a federally owned airwave without disclosing it, yeah, that's a crime. So again, they scared of Drake right now. Okay, the radio program teams are scared of Drake. His label's scared of him, and when I mean scared of him, like they're not like terrified of Drake. They're just saying, you know what, let's just kind of. We don't know if this nigga gonna blow the whistle on some other shit, so let's just keep him there. Anyway, we're going to see how this turns out.
I don't know about all that. I think he reaching on that last part. I think he want to just make Drake look like he's in control. And I don't know if Drake's a billionaire. I don't think Drake's a billionaire. I don't know why he said that. I don't think Drake's a billionaire. If he's a billionaire, I don't know how he's a billionaire, but he's only worth a certain amount of money. But I don't think he's a billionaire. I don't think a lot of people got to understand when you people say you are a billionaire, you have to have physical cash like that. Most people don't have that. You got to understand. Even the richest man in the world had to borrow money from some people to buy Twitter. So I don't think he's a billionaire. And do I believe that Drake need to do more radio promo? I mean, if he want his song to go, yeah, but I think that it's kind of like he's repetitive, and I think no matter how much radio play you try to pay to play or whatever you want to call it, it's not gonna work because people kind of don't really care for his music like that no more. You got some people who still do his core fan base, but outside of that, nobody really cares. Like people like whatever. Oh, that's Drake. He's dropping another song. Like he can't Drake. And I'm gonna say this because I think this is what it is. Drake has become the background artist. That's it. He's become the background artist. That's it. So, but thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Torture Talk After Hours. You know what it is. See y'all. Peace. Bye.